are today. Today we're going to be painting this piece right behind me. It says, heck yeah, this is a positive message between me and my homie Ivan. He is my dude, and you know, we just want to make some good positive messages for everyone. So today we're gonna paint this on a wall. Also, we're gonna meme our homie Phil. He wanted a meme of himself, so we're gonna go ahead and paint that too today. And we'll try out a bunch of different colors, we'll try out a bunch of different caps. We'll look at some of your comments on the previous video, the Beavis video, and we'll have a good time. What up guys, how you guys doing today? We're back at the yard today. We're getting the little dog riled up, this little shit. It's a good dog though. But anyways, we're gonna get cracking today. We're gonna be painting some walls, we're gonna be hitting up our friends. We're gonna go ahead and paint a picture of my buddy Phil. I think he'll really appreciate it. He's been sending my buddy Ivan pics lately. Say hi, Ivan.
What's up?
I met him at the club. I think he's from Russia. But anyways, so me and Ivan are gonna be painting today. We're doing heck yeah on the wall, trying to send a positive message to the world. You know, like when they say hell no, we say heck yeah. That's what we're doing today. So we'll be doing that. Also, I'll be doing a little portrait of Phil over there, and I'll be using some of these colors. Some of these colors right here. Which one? I don't know. That's what makes these videos fun. You know, because it's like a spur of the moment thing. You know, you're just like, got some purple stuff, got some green stuff, got some pink stuff, and let's make a piece of art. You know what I'm saying? And that's what graffiti's all about. It's about being spontaneous, in the moment, with your friends, like Ivan over here, and just doing your thing. So let's go ahead and get cracking, guys. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, dope, guys. We're gonna go ahead and start filling in. We went ahead and filled in our background already. We're just lacing in the letters right now. I got some menthol light, and it's a great fill-in color. I often use, for me when I'm doing a lot of fill-in work, I'm usually rock the flame oranges because it just helps me flow. You know what I'm saying? It just helps me flow. So let's go ahead and start lacing this in. One thing I want to mention to you guys, when you're doing like big fill-in stuff, make sure you're loose with it. You know what I mean? Make sure you're nice and loose with it. So check this out, watch this. Move your body as you paint. You know what I'm saying? That way you kind of feel the flow, you know, and you're into it. And not only that, especially when you're doing your line work, you need to move with the can. You see what I'm saying? You gotta move with the can. Because if you're just going like this, now on short lines it's fine, you know, you can just do a line like that. But if you're trying to do a really long line, you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to do a long line and you don't move with the can, you might make kind of like a squiggly line. But if you have a nice, smooth move with the can, you can follow the arc of the spray. You know what I'm saying? That's the first tip of the day right there. Let me put on my mask real quick. What you gonna do? What? What's up, Hoopers? No flex zone, homie. This is a no flex zone. Don't you know that? No flex zone. All right, guys, just so you guys know, we're using the stock tip that comes on the flame orange. That's the stock tip, and that is the Euro Fat Pink Dot. I know it's a little difficult to see here, but that is a pink dot with a black hood. Very high output. As you can see, it's got a large stem slot on the back. Oh yeah, baby, she's got a large slot. can is really empty, as you can see. Not a whole lot going on there. I'm gonna show you guys a trick. For those of you who have been on my videos for a long time, you already know this trick, but if you're new, I wanna show you what's up. It's called stomping on your can. As you can see, it makes a bit of a divot on the bottom. You can see that right there. Also has a divot right there. What it does is it pushes the straw down deeper into the can. So let's take a look here. Oh yeah, there we go. Movie magic, baby, movie magic. And there you go. Stomp your cans. Perfect. All right, guys, I'm just getting this can shaken up right now. I think it's Lagoon Blue. Yes, it is Lagoon Blue. This is one of my favorite shades, by the way. You know, I like a lot of those like 1950s, like turquoise colors, or like the corals, things like that. Kind of retro vibe. It's kind of my style. Now these are acrylic formula, so they do spurt out a little bit. So just go ahead and do your test spray first before you apply it to the wall. And again, this is the Euro Pink Dot Fat Cap. Now check this stuff out, it really floats. Now, did you see when I was doing my line work? I don't know if you noticed this, but I do a line, and then when I did my next line, it was just barely, like almost like a third of the way into the previous line. And what that does is when the paint is still wet, when you come back and do your next line, it gels together perfectly with it. Watch again here while I do this. So when you do your line, when you do your next one, don't try to go next to it. Blend it. Don't worry about drips. This is just your fill. Where am I going with this? Oh, like that. There we go. So let's go ahead and fill this in. Let's go ahead and leave that. Now what we're doing is like, I wouldn't call it a scrap can piece, but it's kind of like a scrap can piece because we have some full cans, some scrap cans. And so we're just gonna be putting like a whole mismatch of color in here. That's my favorite way to paint. But when you do that, you kind of have to be conscious of where you're laying your color down, you know what I'm saying? So he put a lot of this Lagoon Blue on the end. I'm putting some on here. Maybe I'll fill some in the middle. You know, that way you're not weighing too heavy with the color on one side of the piece versus another. It's just a way to balance it out when you're mixing and matching, you know what I'm saying? So maybe I'll put a little bit of Lagoon Blue here, and then we'll kind of add some more teal. Yo, Ivan, what's that blue?
Signal Blue.
Signal Blue. Okay, so we're gonna have some Signal Blue in there as well too. So we'll rock that as well. See you guys in a second. All right, we'll leave that for something else. Let's grab some more colors here. All right, dope. Let's go ahead and rock some of this Signal Blue. Ivan was kind enough to let me use his paint. He's normally not that kind. Thank you, Ivan.
My pleasure.
You're not supposed to laugh, Ivan. You're supposed to be serious Russian. Let's go ahead and fill this in. This is the Signal Blue. Excuse me, sorry about my respirator. Signal Blue with the Lego cap. I know you can barely see it, but this is a Lego cap on here. Not as fat, but you know, the thing about the Lego though is just, it's such a great cap. It's just so good for like detail work. Just barely press it. It's a beautiful cap. Love this thing. I think the thing I like about the Lego cap is you can kind of use it for everything. Even though it's not the fattest cap, it just lays down such a thick line, you know what I mean? So if you only had the choice of using one cap, this is one of the caps that I would use. A jack of all trades. You know, the funny thing too is oftentimes when you talk about a jack of all trades, they're a master of none. But this thing is a master at everything. I mean, I could do characters with this, I could piece with it, I could fill with it. You can do quite a bit with it. Is it the best fill-in cap for bombing? Maybe not, but you could use it. It definitely would work. Definitely would work. All right, so let's go ahead and fill this. That signal blue goes the distance, my friend. Let's see what else we got over here. All right, guys, we're doing really good with the fill. I think it's starting to come along pretty good, but I think it's about time that we move over to the character portion of this video. Now, my buddy Phil sent a photo to us, and he said he really wanted us to paint him, and I really want to paint him myself. You know, because, you know, when you're doing characters and you're doing art and stuff like that, you know, it's good to like give your friends a little bit of love, give them a little bit of a shout out, and you know, show them that you care about them. You know what I'm saying? Graffiti is so good because graffiti is communication. You know what I mean? Like, it's a big fundamental part of it. So when you're hitting off your friends, you're communicating to them. You're saying, yo, I'm still thinking about you, homie. Hope to see you next Friday. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna paint our homie Phil, but we're gonna do him in meme form. We're gonna do a great meme of our buddy Phil. As you can see right here, he's mugging with his phone saying what's up. And you know, it doesn't get any more 2018 than that, boys. It really doesn't. So I look forward to painting that. So let's go ahead and get cracking. I don't know if I'm gonna use the same color scheme. I might switch up the colors a little bit, because you know, switch it up. So, without further ado, let's get to the wall. All right, Dub, I'm gonna go ahead and start outlining this right now. What I'm using is transparent black. Sometimes when you're doing your initial sketch, it's helpful to use a transparent color, especially if you're doing something new that you've never done before. And they're pretty low impact. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of get your sketch in there, and it's easy to go over. And it goes over pretty easily. I'm using a level 1 cap. As you can see, it's a very thin cap. So let me go ahead and just start lacing this in real quick. Just trying to get his face proportions going here. So just bear with me, boys. Bear with me. Now, if you don't know what the transparent is it's basically a clear lacquer with a very tiny amount of the pigment in it, and it's good for doing like shadowing details and things like that, or also just sketching stuff out like I'm doing right now. So let's go ahead and start rocking this in here. Let's see here. Alright, let's go ahead and lace in his phone here. From the looks of it, looks like he has an Apple phone. In the GTA world, we call it a fruit. A fruit phone. The fun thing about memeing your friends is you don't have to go super deep into detail. You know what I mean? So you can just get loose with it, have a little fun, and you know, it's like a caricature. You know what I'm saying? And I like painting like this anyways. You know, there was a time where I really wanted to do photoreal stuff, but it's just too tedious for me. You know what I'm saying? I like cartoony stuff. Maybe we'll mess with that in the future. But this is just so much fun. All right. Starting to look like them. Alright, so this is all going to get filled in. So when we go ahead and get the fill color, we'll get the background straightened out and we'll get to the next step. We're going to go ahead and start filling in some of this background portion. And I got this can here of Rust-Oleum Anodized Bronze, which is really nice shade of gray. Now, Rust-Oleum, as you know how I feel about these cans. They do have a male cap, which is technically defective. It's a defective product. Nevertheless, I still love them. And there is a way around the defect. There is a way around the defect, and that is the Sect Adapter. So what I'm gonna be doing is using this Euro fat cap on this Sect Adapter. And for those who don't know what a Sect Adapter is, and this is the original cap adapter, by the way, he invented it. It allows you to utilize a male stem can with a male stem valve. As you see, they don't interlock with each other, not unlike docking. So make sure you use a adapter to make them work together. And now you're ready for your male on male. Let's check it out. Make sure it's properly seated. And as you can see, with the Rust-Oleum in the adapter, it doesn't spray quite as fat as the cap should be natively. Nevertheless, it allows some level of control, but still very raw. Still very raw. Nevertheless, this does give you a little bit more output than the stock here. So let's go ahead and fill this in real quick here. Remember, all graffiti is layers. That's all it is. You're just doing layers. Build up the layers. I'm so vain. Let's go ahead and start filling in the skin tones. Now, skin tones is kind of a relative term since it's a cartoon, but I'm going to be using crazy green. That'll be his skin tone. As you can see, it's very bright, but we want it to be bright. It's an illustration. Let's go ahead and fill that in real quick here. I really like the crazy green because it reminds me a lot of the poison green in the Molotov line. but poison green tends to not cover very good. These type of lime greens tend to not cover good in general, but this one for lime green, it's not bad. It's actually probably one of the better ones. Sorry, the can's almost empty, so it's doing some spurts. That's not the can. I will say this though, if you want it to hide better, you might do a little extra coat on there. Coverage-wise, it's great. Excellent stuff. So why don't I go ahead and get this filled in, and we'll move on to the next step. That's all she wrote. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start lacing in the phone real quick. This is light blue and the Montana black. As you can see, it's there's nothing light about it. We should call it heavyweight blue. Because it's thicker than hell. Holy cow. You know, the thing I like about these cans is they're just so efficient. You know what I mean? Like, the whole point of these type of paints is when you need to just cover a large area very efficiently, there's really no substitute. You just do it so much better. Alright guys, I'm using the Ironlike Aspen White to do the eyes, and in my never-ending search for my favorite white, this is becoming a top contender. It's very thick and controllable, and actually for a white has pretty minimal overspray, which is pretty common for whites. So I'm pretty happy about that. It lays down a nice thick line too. Definitely be playing with this a little bit more often. Let's go ahead and start lacing in some of his mouth colors here. What's this? Oh, Piglet Pink. Piglet Pink. We're gonna go back and cut back with some of this stuff. This is a nice shade. Alright, let's go ahead and fill that in. I think I'm just going to leave this solid pink. We might do some other stuff with it. I don't know yet. I want to go ahead and start lacing in like my outline color just to kind of get the basics done. And what we'll do is we'll cut back with our other fill colors and stuff to our fill colors of fill. Let's just start doing a basic outline, and we'll get there. Actually, you know what? Let's do his hat first. Let's do his hat. All right, I got a new cap, and we're using a Jiffy. I really like the Jiffy cap, by the way. Check this out. It's just so controllable. This is from the homies over at Cap Matches Color. They're always producing something interesting over there. I would consider them to be graffiti purists. If you'd like to understand about the pure aspect, graffiti fundamentalism, if you will, definitely check those guys out. Got a lot of history behind them. Really great caps. I'm really glad we got them in. So thank you, CMC, for your gorgeous spray caps. I think this line needs to come more like that. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the camera, so we'll buff that out. See what I did there? Sometimes if you have a drip, you can just kind of wipe away the drip and then just go back with the other color. Take it right over. Take it right over. With characters, generally I'll do an initial outline and then I'll come back and start cutting back on stuff that I don't like. So we'll do that right now. The beanie first. I'm using the Jiffy cap as my outline. Some people might say that's too fat for an outline cap. But that's kind of the aesthetic that I'm going for. I think we'll fix that because the beanie's going over that. As you can see right here, I was a little bit off with that, so I have to come back with the yellow right there. No big deal. We can fix that. How's it in GTA? It's like a little bowl, right? Something like that. that set up real quick before we paint over it again. Now remember, this is a really raw aesthetic, so you don't have to worry about doing cutbacks too much. You kind of want it to look kind of ignorant style. You know what I'm saying? It's my favorite kind of graffiti. So let's go ahead and let that set. We'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll help Ivan over there finish up his 3Ds. We'll be done with this in a second. So he has a bunch of facial hair, doesn't he? Fill that in a second. What am I doing? I'm such a weirdo. All right. Lips more pronounced, so you can see the lips better. So that's the thing. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Not too much. You don't want to overdo it. Let's do the hay. Now when you're doing letters, font letters, things like that, treat each part of the letter as a separate bar, if you will. You know what I'm saying? What font are we using? It's like a Helvetica or something like that. I think it's a Helvetica font. Ooh, I love this color. What is this? Oh yeah, Teal Magenta. Of course I love it. It's a great color, man. Oh, it looks so beautiful. Let's go ahead and fill this in. My graphic design friends are gonna be like, your letter spacing's off. I'd like to see you paint it. It's just graffiti, guys. It's just graffiti. All right, let's go ahead and fill this in here. I don't like this part. So I'm gonna erase it. Remember, you always have a built-in eraser, always. So we'll let that dry real quick and we'll come back and fix that. Fix that too. I'm not too worried about the letter spacing. We'll just leave that as is. You know, it's free, baby. It's free shit. Free art. Free the world, free the children, free the valves on Rusto. Somebody, let's see, there we go. I think that's a little bit better. Let's do that. Perfect. Let's just leave that as is. I think it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. I think it's coming along really well. Ivan wandered off somewhere. I don't know where he is, but I'll finish it up for him. I'll clean it up for him. But anyways, we got some crazy cherry. We're gonna go ahead and lay our splash over the letters with this. I think it'll be a good offset for the colors that we have going already. You guys feel me on that? So I think we'll go ahead and rock that. We'll do some kind of crazy cherry splash. And then for like the outer halo or the force field or the shell or whatever else you guys wanna call it in your regional dialect, we're gonna be using an orange. I think the orange will hit off really nicely. It'll balance off with those colors really well. So let me go ahead and just get cracking. Let's get this crazy cherry going. Let's see what it's all about. All right, let's rock this crazy cherry. Oh. So that's why they call it crazy cherry. Oh my God. I've used this color so many times. I think I'd stop being surprised about it. Now I think I only have one can of this, so we're gonna have to make it last. If not, we'll use a different red to match up with it. That's totally okay.
boy, does she go. Still on that first can. Try that with some hardware paint. So I think I'm on my third or fourth layer of this fluorescent red iron lac color. Now, in their defense, they don't market it as one of their high coverage colors, but it is has dreadful coverage, just dreadful. But you know, I've had some Montana fluorescents that don't cover very well. If you want a good covering fluorescent, I highly recommend checking out the flame blue fluorescent colors. I've had very good luck with them on that. And this is indicative of a lot of fluorescent paints. They just don't cover very well. This is one of them. But like I said, I've used the flame blue fluorescent colors, and they are excellent covering fluorescents. So if you're trying to do some nice, hard, clean line work, I definitely check those out over these. It's just not very opaque. But again, most of the fluorescents you'll run into are like that, except for the flame blue ones. They're the best fluorescents I've used. All right, since I was so mean before, let's at least give them some love. Because this butter actually covers. Compared to that fluorescent, this is really nice covering. I still got to get used to these iron lac valves though, because they have such a touch to them, a special kind of touch. Definitely getting used to it. Man, this butter is butter. It's literally butter. Looks like butter, feels like butter, comes out like butter. Couldn't think of a more perfect name for it. Butter dog. Oh, did I miss that? There we go. We'll fix that. Oh, this can is already running out. I have to switch up my color scheme here. Can we make it go all the way? We'll come back with the black and clean that up right there. You know, it's interesting. I remember when we started doing these videos again, I told myself, I was like, even if you're tired, and I'm really tired today, I was like, you gotta do the video, man, no matter how tired you are, even if you don't want to do it, even if you just want to stay in bed all day and eat fatty food, Even if you just want to stay in bed all day, watch YouTube videos and eat fatty foods, which I would love to do too. You gotta get up, put your pants on, and do the damn video. And I told myself that this morning. I was like, you gotta go film today, GR. Don't be lazy. You gotta do the work. Even if you're too tired to do it. That's probably the best piece of advice I can give you guys, because sometimes you guys are like, how do you do this, blah, blah, blah. You just gotta do it. You just gotta get out of bed and you gotta go do it. You gotta take on the world. The world will keep spinning whether you're here or not. So at least you gotta make an impact. My impact is making sure that kids are motivated to paint. That's what I'm here to do. As you guys can see, as I'm doing the halo or the shell and the outer, whatever you guys want to call it, Ivan's coming in behind me and he's just doing a little bit of a black cutback just to kind of clean up any of those little lines that I might have messed up or whatever. It's part of the cleanup process, if you will. So he's doing that while I'm doing the outline, and maybe I'll come back with the outline color again and just double check. Maybe I'll clean up some of his stuff as well too. But it's part of the process, you know what I'm saying? So you do your outer, come back with your outline color, the black, do a little cleanup, and then maybe clean up anything else left over on that. And then we're done, baby, we're done. All right, let me show you guys a little tip. If you ever have an intersecting point on your outer, now this is technically fine, it's fine the way it is, but I'm just using it as an example. If you don't like the way that the connection looks, you can just put a dot right there. Call it a day. Cover up your mistakes. All right, dope. Let's go ahead and start putting on the shines. I think what I'm gonna do is like a fat cap flare shine, a fat cap flare shine. So we're gonna go ahead and rock that in. We already have some blocking of white in here, so I think I'm just gonna integrate it with the shines. So we'll just do like a fat cap line. Just go like that. This takes some practice, just so you know. But they're a lot of fun to do. I did that, I started out further away and then went closer to the wall as I did it. Let's see if I can kind of show you guys over here. So the top part will be kind of fat and then make it skinny like that. So as I go along the wall, I'm just moving closer to the wall as I do it. Let me show you guys again. So we'll do a fat line like that and then skinny in the middle like that. I'm not using the fattest cap here. I only have so much of this white left, so I'm trying to conserve my paint.
I just want to give a shout out to the young homie Cinch. It looks like he passed away, and that's really hard for a lot of guys to go through, man. I know how that feels, and it's really heartening to see that his homies came through and they gave him the love that they have for him by writing his name up here, giving him daps, and just letting him know that they remember him, and that's deep, man. I really feel that. So I'm sorry about your loss, homies. I know how hard that can be, and big ups to Cinch. It's always a tough one to go through, man. It's always a tough one. But big ups, Cinch, man. We'll see you on the other side.
Alright guys, while we're waiting for Ivan to finish up, why don't we read a few of the comments of the Beavis video, our most recent video. So let's see what the top commenter has to say. And that would be Jake Brown. Jake Brown was the top commenter, and he said, when there's a busy day at the yard, you should interview some of the writers. That's a good idea, Jake. The problem is, most of the time, the writers are very shy. They're shy people. With completely understandable. Some of them have things to hide. I get it. But maybe we'll get some artists together that are more open to talk, and I think maybe we should do that in a video. We'll interview some artists. I think that's a great idea. Anthony D. Anthony D in the house. What's up, Anthony D? He says, campaign for Rick and Morty piece, number 2. Please, Green Ranger, do it for the fanboys. Like this boy who sees it. You know, maybe I should do a Rick and Morty piece. You guys love Rick and Morty. You guys are always bringing it up. So yeah, sure. Let's do it. Next week. Rick and Morty, we're doing it. All right, Alex B is the next commenter. He says, squad, what's up, squad? How you guys doing out there? He said, also, is it bad that I know AP's phone number way better than my parents' phone number? Probably because I repeat it all the time. 206-365-4083, 206-365-4083. Oh, and Steve Hurtado says, why no Metallica on Beavis' shirt? He did have Metallica, but I think he also had Death Rock on his shirt too. So we'll double check on that one. Maybe comment below if you think it was either or. I think he wore both. I think he had 2 shirts. I think he did. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us today. I really had a good time painting with my buddy Ivan. He doesn't talk much, but he's a great partner, and he really brings the heat, as you can see. And between the two of us, I think we did a good job today. We spread a nice positive message for the world of graffiti and the world of art, and just had a general good time in general, man. It was good times. And I'm glad you guys got to come hang out with us today and see what it's all about. Got to check out some colors, got to talk a little bit, give a little bit of love to Cinch, R.I.P. brother. And you know, just do what we do out here. You know, this is what our passion is. This is what we love to do. I want you to be passionate about your art as well. No matter what your style is, whether you're a technical piecer, whether you're a street artist, whether you're just you know, a beginning graffiti writer, or whoever you are. I want you guys to feel comfortable to do what you're doing, learn some basic techniques, and maybe walk away with a little bit more skill set than you had beforehand. And mostly, I want you guys to be confident in what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what it's all about. When you're confident and happy with what you're doing in your art, it will show in the final product.
So anyways, I just want to say thank you for being there with us today. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for subscribing. Also, thank you very much for hitting that bell, homies. Please hit the bell because YouTube be changing the algorithm. You got to hit that bell these days. Hit that bell, hit that bell. It's right there on the screen. Also, if you ever need any graph supplies, be sure to hit up the homies at artprimo.com, 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 your number one source. And we are at 206-365-4083. That's 206-365-4083. Give us a call. We're here Monday through Friday. We'll be happy to help. We can even help you pick out your colors. Also, one more thing. We got wholesale prices for professional muralists. So if you got a big mural project coming up or multiple mural projects, or if you're just trying to crew up with your homies, you get a bulk supply of paint to paint the town red or whatever color you like, give us a call, 206-365-4083. We got you, homie. See you guys tomorrow.